You can create a REST API directly in your browser without the need of any server. We'll be using the service workers to do this. It's a browser API that allows you to create HTTP response to HTTP request purely in browser. Service workers can do much more. They can intercept any HTTP request, including those AJAX. To start using a service worker, you need to write in a separate file usually named as sw.js file. This should be placed in the root of your app. Next, we need to register our service worker, and here's the code how you can do it. This code registers a service worker that can start intercepting HTTP requests. Remember, service workers only work over HTTP or on localhost. Now let's create a basic HTTP response using our service worker. We will listen for a fetch event and respond with a custom message. Here you can see on the screen I'm writing a fetch event in sw.js. With this code accessing API/hello, we'll display hello service worker as a text file. To make this service worker immediately active, you can add this code on your screen. This forces the service worker to start intercepting requests immediately after installation. Now let's create a more useful example by setting up a basic React project with void and adding a service worker for user authentication. You can run this command on your project. Now modify the void config.js file to include the service worker in your build process. On the screen you can see the code. Next, we will use the Win library to simplify writing routes in our service worker. Install with it. Then create a sw.js file in the src directory with the following code. The code setups a basic route that responds with hello service worker. Finally, we need to register our service worker in our React app. Install the register service worker library and update the src main.jsx file. Add this code on your screen in your main file. Let's add a basic authentication endpoint, starting by installing the JWT library and creating a jwt.js file in src directory. Now let's add an authentication API endpoint in sw.js. Finally, update your React app to include a login form and handle authentication. And there you have it. You have created a REST API directly in the browser using service worker and integrated with a React app for authentication. This is a great way to show your front-end skills without needing a back-end server. Thanks for watching Pext.